Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be learning about multiplying and dividing negative numbers. My video before, on Monday, was about multiplying and dividing fractions. So I decided to make my second video also about multiplying and dividing, but this time about negative numbers. So, without further ado, let's head on straight into this video. And I just wanted to say Happy Thanksgiving, and I'm definitely grateful for all of you all that have supported me with my new YouTube channel. So we know 1 times 5 is equal to 5. We also know 6 times 3 is equal to 18. But what about negative 1 and let's say 5? What is that equal to? Or negative 6 times negative 3? Well, that's what we're going to be learning today. So, if we have one of the numbers is negative, you multiply the two numbers just like how you would normally, but then you make the answer negative. The negative kind of overpowers the positive. However, if you have two negative numbers, then you'll have positive. So they two smush together into a positive sign. So that's the rule you need to think about. 1 negative times positive is equal to a negative, and 2 negatives is equal to a positive. So here, let's say we have a negative number times a positive number is equal to a negative number. I'm writing it just like this. Maybe that will help you. 2 negatives is equal to a positive. So this knowledge will help us with, and you would multiply it normally. And also, it doesn't matter if the first number or the second number is negative because of the commutative property of multiplication. So using our knowledge, what can we imply? So first we multiply the numbers regularly. We get 18 and 5, but there's one negative number in the first equation and 2 in the second. So that means the second is positive, but the first is negative. So let's say we have negative 20 times 50 or negative 20 times negative 50. So the answer, the number itself is the same, and that number is 1,000. However, it's the sign that's going to differ, not necessarily the answer. So 20 times 50 is 1,000. And in the second equation, we have 2 negatives, which make a positive. The first equation, we have 1 negative, which makes the answer negative. Now, let's head into dividing numbers. So we know 20 divided by 5 is equal to 4. Now, what about negative 20 divided by negative 5? Or negative 20 divided by 5? So, we know division is when you multiply the denominator by the quotient, which should get you the numerator. So, and by the way, a fraction bar is the same as a division sign. So we know negative 5 times what is equal to negative 20. So a positive number times a negative number is equal to a negative number. So therefore, we know it's positive. And then a positive number times a negative number is equal to a negative number. So that's how we know whether it's going to be negative or positive. You can also use the same rule, 2 negatives in the equation, positive, 1 negative. So 24 divided by negative 6. How about negative 24 divided by 6? Well, in both of these, there's 1 negative in the equation. But in order to get a positive number, you need 2 negative numbers. So it's negative 4 as the quotient, but the second one, a negative number times a positive number is equal to a negative number. So you have to pay attention to stuff like that, but that will really help you. How about negative 2,000 divided by negative 50 or negative 2,000 over 50? Positive 50. So we know a positive number divided by a negative number, or multiplied by a negative number, is a negative number. We also know that, therefore we can imply that the first one's positive, and then a negative number times a positive number is a negative number, so we know the second one is negative. If this is all confusing you, maybe look at my screen, and this will really help you in terms of everything. So applying our knowledge that two negative numbers multiplied is equal to a positive number, and one negative and one positive is equal to a negative number, etc., you all are going to do a practice problem all by yourselves. So they're all the same numbers, just the sign is going to change. So we have -2 times -5,000, -2 times 5,000, 2 times -5,000. And then you have to divide 5,000 divided by 2, negative 5,000 divided by -2, 5,000 divided by -2, and -5,000 divided by 2. You will have 1 minute. So, for the first multiplication problem, we have two negatives, which means we'll have a positive number, and it's positive 10,000, because 2 times 5,000 is 10,000. Now, the second one, we have one negative number, which means our answer is negative, and the number stays the same, just the sign that is different. And same for the third equation, we have one negative, which means our answer will be negative. Now time for the division problems. So, in the first equation, we have two negatives. And so we can imply that it's positive. And I'm just writing all the numbers, because the number is the same, I'm just writing it. Now, a positive number times a negative number is equal to a negative number. A negative number times a negative number is equal to a positive number. And a negative number times a positive number is equal to a negative. Congrats, you made it to the end of this video. Whether it's you needed help with this concept, you wanted some extra practice, or you just wanted to review, I hope you learned something or got some extra practice in. It'd mean the world to me if you subscribed and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Just tells me if I need to change anything. Also, always remember you can comment on my discussion page with any suggestions you might have for my videos. You can also email me, and my email is always in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!